Hello darlings and welcome to Old Lady Bangers. My name is Michelle and I'm here to experience some cool music. I consume a lot of media. I'm a huge movie buff. I watch a ton of TV. I'm an avid reader, but for some reason I missed out on a ton of the most recent music, and I find myself driving in the car just listening to the same music from my childhood over and over and again from my phone, and I think I'm missing out on some cool stuff. So I'm going to dive into some music I wouldn't normally listen to. There will probably be some "Hey fellow kids" vibes here, but whatever. Go ahead with your comments about how out of it I am. I was a dork in the 80s and I'm still a dork. Difference is now that I just don't care. Hopefully, as my music education goes on, we'll have, as Kendall Roy says, all bangers all the time, but it's entirely possible that I won't be into a particular song, and if that happens, I'll share that with you guys too, and you guys can suggest something else. I'll never write off an artist just based on one song that I didn't like, so I'm always willing to listen to more. So to get started, I was kind of going with the Billboard Top 100, focusing on the top 10 at any given time, but I know that's not always the best indicator of what the top music really is. So I'm actually deciding to branch out into some other lists to see what they have to say. But whatever list I seem to be using, as I'm looking through them all, I'm realizing that I don't know any of the songs. Which is so weird to me because when I was a kid, the songs on the Billboard charts, but also other charts, were a huge part of my life. They were basically the soundtrack to my life. So I barely know any of the artists anymore. So we definitely need to change that. So the number one song trending on the YouTube music charts today is called "Shorty Party" by Cartel de Santa. Googling them, because I've never heard of them. It looks like they're a Mexican rap group from Santa Catarina. I've never heard of them, so I'm assuming they don't have a ton of big crossover hits or anything with regular radio, but that's okay. I did find an English translation of the song, so I'll know what they're kind of singing / rapping about. Full disclosure, I don't really even know any rap songs outside of Hamilton, so I may not have any idea if this is a good rap song or not. At least as it compares to what's the best out there. So I don't know, maybe I need to certainly dive into rap songs more. That's entirely a possibility. But let's just check it out and see what we get. Oh, let's hold on. Get my iPad going here. Hold on. There it is. Okay. Minimize and play. So I've got it on my iPad here, so if you see me not looking at the screen, that's why.
Traigo la choris, fumando mari, moviendo el booty con este flow. Ando bien Harry, vi que en tu story estás en el mismo party que yo. No vienes sola, tampoco yo. Eres felona,
Felon
yo soy
in Spanish
felon.
and English are the same. That's nice. It's good to know. Yeah. I don't speak any Spanish at all, so heads up about that.
Chula que me reacciona y baila mis rolas en el TikTok. Íngale, qué buena chinga le andaba rimándole cuando era de mi ganado. Bailale, muévele, zúmbale, grábale, pósale con el culito parado. Bien trabajado, no es operado. Yo lo he mirado, lo he tocado y lo he chupado. Yo la he tenido durmiendo a mi lado, por eso aseguro que se lo he escuchado. Como soy perro también lo he olfateado. Como en las pornos me la he fornicado. Soy el pasado que no ha superado el maldito malvado que mal ha tosqueado. Y ella bien bitchy.
Bitchy is also the same. So good to know. It was the one from Karol G and Shakira was bichota, but that's different. That's kind of like a badass, which is different from bitchy. So, but I like the word bichota. People should definitely use that more in songs. Let's get back to it.
Y baila bien bitchy, tomando molly con agua fichi. Y ella bien bitchy, parando nalga y parando chichi. Baila bien bitchy, tomando molly con agua fichi. Todas las choris, andan de party en party, moviendo el booty, fumando mari. Todas las choris, andan de party en party, moviendo el booty, fumando mari.
Papi, ya súbeme la mini, me pongo muy caliente si me ves moviendo el booty. Shorty, shorty, se ve que tú tienes la intención de pegar.
I like her voice a lot. It's kind of cool. And I like the difference, like he's kind of lower gruff voice, whereas she's a little bit smoother, but not like super girly or anything. I don't know, their voices, there's a good contrast there. I like it.
No hay pex, ya miré a tu mujer y sabes que también con las morras me prendo. Saco lo maniacona cuando me pega la molly. Me pongo más corny si me grabas para el only. No hay quien se resista cuando lo mueve la Kelly. Mi culito natural otra vez se fue de trendy. Y la que soporta y me saludan a Carelli.
Y ella bien bitchy, bitchy, parando nalga y parando chichi. Baila bien bitchy, bitchy, tomando molly con agua fichi. Y ella bien bitchy, bitchy, parando nalga y parando chichi. Baila bien bitchy, bitchy, tomando molly con agua fichi. Todas las choris, choris, andan de party en party, moviendo el booty, booty, fumando mari, mari. Todas las choris, choris, andan de party en party, moviendo el booty, booty, fumando mari, mari. Su pretendiente ni la divierte, se ven caliente que no es felón. Ella es candente y vive sonriente mientras le avienten su cogidón. Se mira alegre, yo creo que no. Anda contenta, yo veo que no. Esa coqueta ocupa la meta toda completa en su corazón. Creo que el amigo ni se la ha cogido o es muy aburrido porque yo la miro y no ha sonreído por ningún motivo desde que nos vimos cuando ella llegó. Pa' las ninfómanas el garañón, pa' las rufianas viejo bribón, pa' las gatas engatusador, pero pa' ti soy el pinche pelón. Con tu bombón metido en la mente, qué buena suerte volver a toparte. Sinceramente vine a decirte, yo solo quiero verte sonriente. Y ella bien bitchy, bitchy, parando nalga y parando chichi. Baila bien bitchy, bitchy, tomando molly con agua fichi. Y ella bien bitchy, bitchy, parando nalga y parando chichi. Baila bien bitchy, bitchy, tomando molly con agua fichi. Todas las choris, choris, andan de party en party, moviendo el booty, booty, fumando mari, mari. Todas las choris, choris, andan de party en party, moviendo el booty, booty, fumando mari, mari.
Yeah, that's all right, I guess. You know, going out to parties and smoking weed and doing Molly. Did people put Molly in their Fiji water? Like, I don't know. Like, not completely unaware of like the drug scene, but I've never heard of that. You know, it felt kind of repetitive to me. Like the girl only got like one little section. I thought that she could have done a little bit more. But even her part, like the rhythms never built, or it never stopped, or there was never like a break or anything kind of to break the momentum of it. It just kind of like it had there wasn't any, I would say there wasn't much momentum in it. There wasn't much build to anything. So yeah, I mean, it was easy to, I think if you're listening to this, you could tone it out. You could kind of phase it out because it's so like da 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 da. You know, that's not exactly a complicated rhythm. It's not exactly a complicated idea. You know, I don't know, like I would assume that there's a lot of songs about hanging out at the club, smoking pot and dancing. Like, unless you're going to do it really, really well, like, do we need another one that's like kind of not, I don't know, it felt very repetitive to me. And then even if that was my goal, even if that was my life experience, I don't know that this song would interest me for long. So yeah, I don't know, maybe I've grown out of that. Like, I wanted to see like how old, because I saw something on Wikipedia, Cartel, hold on, Cartel, I want to see how old these guys are, because there was something that said that like Their first album was in 2003, or they started playing in 1996. So, yeah, years active, 1999 to present. What's the guy's name? What are the guys' names? Do they have individual, like, Wikipedia things for their names? Because I want to know how old they are. Because, like, they seem older. And if they've been making music since 1999, like, I graduated from high school in 1992. So they've been making music for a long time. And I'm almost 50. Like, haven't they grown out of, like, the club scene and, like, sexy girls with tattoos dancing in the club? I don't know. It just doesn't seem very interesting or new to me, because it doesn't speak to my experience. But, you know, I could see why if this came on in the club, like, you'd have, like, if you were looking for that, I want to turn my brain off and just look for something repetitive thing, I could see getting into it. So, yeah. Not really my thing, but all right, cool. If you're into it. Can I sing along to it in the car? No, I would not sing along in the car. I will not be downloading this one. But it's not horrible. So, yeah. Meh about this first one this week. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. You probably won't if you love this song and you clicked on it, but that's okay. But it really does help the channel. Hit the subscribe button to see more of my music reactions. But if you'd like to see my movie reactions, check me out on my movie channel. It's called Old Lady Reacts. There's a link downstairs for you to find it easily. Leave your suggestions and comments below. I'd love to hear from you about what I should be listening and reacting to. If this band has something that's maybe it's a little bit more interesting or has more depth to it, maybe might be worth listening to. So yeah, I hope you'll join me in getting out of your comfort zone when it comes to the media you consume and support. You guys are awesome. I love you, darlings. Mwah.